coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, say man, shout out to everybody out there on the team. Banky Pound, boom, woo. Felt like you was getting hit like Keith Thurman, didn't it? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Big love, man, to everybody out there who support the movement, who support the platform. Let's go. Let's get it. We're on the road to 150K, man. Let's go. Listen, man. If you ain't got the membership, man, get the membership. If you like this, you're going to love that. You dig? It's all of these stories, all of these characters, raw and uncut. Get the membership. We got the lowest membership on the market with the best content. I stand by that. It's a brand name. I stand by that. Let's go. Let's get it, man. TBP Nation, stand up, man. We out there. Listen, man. Shout out to the dude this morning who was in the chat who said something about prison tattoos. And as you can see, I got a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Every tattoo I got was in prison. I don't have no tattoo that wasn't done in prison. I probably got over 20-something tattoos. I don't know. I ain't never really sit down and count them. But, man, the dangers of getting prison tattoos and the danger that come with it. There's a lot of danger that come with getting a prison tattoo, man. I mean, I don't even know where to start. I know the first tattoo I ever got was in the jail. Yep, I stayed in the jail for a long time. Excuse me, over a year, I believe. Almost a year and a half, something like that. Going back and forth to trial. So the first tattoo I ever got was on this arm right here. It's covered up now, but it was right there. It was some bars with weight on it, 300 pounds, because that was my goal, to try to be able to bench press 300. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I always wanted to try to bench press 300. 300 was my goal. I eventually met that goal before. The most I ever got up to bench though was probably like 330, 335. I won't never really like no real big weightlifter. You know what I'm saying? But I always been pretty strong up top. So yeah, all that other stuff I never really got into it. You know, all the squatting, the big heavy weightlifting, and all of that. You do it. Most of my physical activity of getting in shape was calisthenics and stuff like that, right? But you know, a little bit of weightlifting, mostly bench pressing and stuff like that, though. But so that was the first tattoo that I ever got, and when I got that tattoo, it was da 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 da. Dude did it with a needle, just poking you to get the tattoo. Now that was the first one, but I always said, even when I got that first tattoo in prison, I said to myself, bro, if you don't know what you're doing, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a problem if you mess it up, because you can't, you know, this is for life. You know what I'm saying? At the time, this is what I'm thinking. You know, now they got stuff that can remove tattoos, but at the time, this is for life. You mess this up, I'm messing you up. That's just the rules. That's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, and he was like, I can do it. It turned out, it wasn't that good. I didn't know that much different. You know what I'm saying? I was young. Didn't know that much different. It looked at I thought it was cool at the time, you know. But after that, every tattoo I ever got was in prison. Now, the problem with getting tattoos in prison is illegal. You know what I'm saying? In prison, you cannot get tattooed in prison. Dudes got to, you know, make a tattoo gun. They got to make the needle. They got to, you know, do all of this stuff. They got to make the ink if they ain't got a plug to get the ink to come in. And somebody to go buy real ink. And very rarely that happens. Dudes got real ink. That's when you only see dudes that got prison tattoos that got color in it. Like I got color in this tattoo right here because a dude had got some ink in there. If you got a dude that's doing tattoo in prison and he got some street ink and he nice, that's the dude you want. But that's going to be rare. That's going to be hard to find. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you got to have a police. You got to have a plug, somebody to bring that ink in, right? But I can tell you this. Doing tattoos in prison is profitable. Them dudes get paid. They get paid, man, because You know, dudes want tattoos, so they get a lot of money. They be getting money, and usually it's a white dude, but I met some good tattoo black dudes as well. You know what I'm saying? But usually it's a white dude that's nice with them tattoos, man, and you'll get them because you know you in there, you trying to, you know, whatever the case may be. You may like tattoos, and you know, I don't know. They cheaper in prison than they is on the street, even though they pricey in prison because in prison the dollar counts. The dollar counts more in prison. You know what I'm saying? Because you need this money. So you can't just be throwing away money because you're going to always need money in prison. So I can remember, man, getting the tattoos and stuff, man. And like I say, then to get them, to actually have it done, you got to be able to hide. You got to have somebody on the outside watching for the police, for when the police making around. You got to go in his cell or he got to come in your cell. The gun gonna make noise, da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So when the police coming on the floor to make a round, you gotta have somebody on outside. Police on the floor, whoop, 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 whoop. All of this type of stuff you gotta go through. Then when the police on the floor, he gonna make a round. He gotta look in every cell. So you got somebody in your cell that don't supposed to be in there, or you're in his cell and you don't supposed to be there. So you got to hide until he walk by, look in the cell, make a round. You got to do all of this ducking just to get the tattoo. You understand? Then once you actually get the tattoo, if it's in a place like on your arm, or dudes get in prison get tattoos on their neck and their face, all this and all that. The ones who get them on their face, first of all, they crazy. They super duper crazy. I would never tattoo my face, but or my neck. But dudes who get those, they more apt to get locked up because when the people see that, when they see it, you gotta duck them. When they see it and they used to your face, they used to what you look like. They know if you got a Uncle Tom, Jeffro, Bodine, tap dancing, boot licking Negro, he gonna say, "Hey, man, what's that on your face? What's that on your neck? You ain't had that, man. I did. No, that look fresh. That look." And he go tell the people. People gonna call you over there, look at you. If it look fresh, you going to jail and you getting a charge. You did, yeah, you getting a charge. And look, this is what's crazy. If you tattoo yourself in prison, that's called destruction of state property. What? You're destroying yourself and you are state property. So you gonna get a charge for that, and they gonna lock you up. You did what I'm saying? So crazy work. So you got to be able to duck all of that. So you got to be able to not only duck them when you getting the tattoos, you got to be able to duck them after you got the tattoos where they can't see that you've been tatted. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I say, that goes by what police you're around, how they gonna carry it or whatever, whatever. Some of them will look and they'll notice it and won't say nothing because it's petty. It's really petty. You know what I'm saying? But that's how much control they got over you in the prison. You can't do nothing to your own body. You did. It's just like gunning. You can't even be in your cell with the cut up and masturbating, and they look and move the curtain or move the cut and see you masturbate. You getting a charge for playing with your own stuff. You do not own your body or person in prison, man, or so they say. You did. But yeah, so it's hard to get tattoos done there. Just imagine getting big tattoos. Like I say, the biggest tattoo I got is on my back. When I got that, I was in the cell with the dude who did it. So it's easier to do it that way because you ain't got to sneak. You ain't got to do nothing. You know, you can get it done. You know when they coming in there to make a round. You can hear the doors open, blah, 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 blah. Right? But over the years, you know, all the tattoos I got, man, I've had issues with a few. Because I tell a dude off the top, man, if you don't know how to do this, let me see your work. I usually look at his work. If his work look okay, da 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 da, I'm telling them though, I'm letting them know. If you mess me up, dog, I'm telling you. We can be cordial, we can be cool, all that. If you mess up this tattoo, bro, I'm gonna hurt you. You know what I'm saying? And I let them know that. So yeah, make a choice. I've had dudes who say, "Nah, man, I ain't gonna do it then, man." Why? Cause so you feel like you was gonna mess me up? Nah, I don't think so. But the way you said it, it's like I don't want to do it because I don't want to be working like that. You know, and that's cool. I prefer that. I prefer that. You know what I'm saying? Because it make me feel like you know, it ain't no mistakes allowed in tattooing, man. It's like having heart surgery and somebody say, I can do my best. No, no, no. I need you to know you can get this done and get it done right. Now, you move into the issues too where, okay, the dude that you getting the tattoo done by, you got to know who he is and what he about. Number one of the biggest things in there is this. You got to have your own needle. Because you got dudes in there that got hepatitis A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. You got dudes that might got, worse than that. Might got HIV, might got AIDS, all of that. So he got to make you your own needle. You got to watch him make that needle. And to know that that needle hasn't been used on nobody else. And when you're getting your tattoo done, if it's not finished, he got to take that needle out the gun, give it to you, let you take it with you. When you come back to get your tattoo finished, you give him the needle when you watch him put it in the gun, and that's the needle that he uses. That is crucial. That is very, very crucial. Because you got dudes in the penitentiary that's sick, they got all types of stuff, and they get tattoos, and if he use that same needle on you, then you're screwed. You see what I'm saying? So I always took my needle with me. I knew before I jumped into it, I see how it went or whatever. You got to get the rules. Because dudes will go get tattoos, man. He just finished tattooing somebody else. He using the same needle. Same gun, same needle, all that. Nah, I can't go like that. So you got to get your own needle. That's a crucial part of the whole process. And plus, like I said, you got to have a good watch out dude. Now me, I only got caught getting a tattoo one time. I think I was on Powhatan. I'm trying to think of what tattoo it was. Oh man, I can't remember. I know it was somewhere on my arm. It was somewhere on my arms because most of my tattoos is on my arms. You know what I'm saying? I got a few on my chest. I got joint on my back. I ain't got none on my legs or none of that crazy stuff. I think it was some on my arm, but it was a big white boy doing my joint on Powhatan. Big old country white boy, man. Old bald head, bearded white guy. You know, he was doing the joint. He was the best tattoo artist on the farm at the time on Powhatan. So, he had a good price for me to do the tattoo, doing the tattoo. He's supposed to have a dude looking out. And then the dude that he's supposed to have looking out got there and they got distracted. Police walked right up on the door. Boom, moved the curtain, saw the dude doing the tattoo. Hey, yo, what y'all doing, man? I know, let me get that gun. Let me get that tattoo gun. Let me get that tattoo gun, man. Come on, man. Ain't nothing but a tattoo, bro. Ain't nobody doing that, man. Give a dude a break now. Let me get the gun. Let me get the gun. Acting like a bootlicker that he was. And he took the joint. So I tried to get up and slide out while they talking about the gun. Even though he knew who I was, I still was trying to slide and move. He said, nah, hold up. I said, what's up, man? He said, let me see what you. I said, nah, I won't do nothing, man. We getting ready to do it. He ain't start, but he had already started. You see what I'm saying? So he ended up giving me a charge, gave dude the charge or whatever. Dude got locked up because he had the tattoo gun. I ended up getting a charge for receiving the tattoo. Destruction of state property, receiving the tattoo, blah, blah, blah. Right? Now the problem is you got to have a tattoo. Now you got to find somebody else who just as good to finish the tattoo. And a lot of dudes don't want to finish the tattoo because they may not be as good as that person or whatever. But now you stuck. You in that position. And man, that joint had me blowed. I was mad as I don't know what. Because even if he come out of jail, he might not want to continue because he done got charges. But then I done paid you. So it's just complicated. So, and now do I get the rest of my money from you? Because you the one supposed to have the lookout. You still owe me money. And I felt like he still owed me money because he couldn't finish the tattoo. He felt like, well, bro, we got caught. No, we got caught because you supposed to have a lookout and your lookout ain't look out. You see what I'm saying? So I ran into him probably about a month later after he got out the hole in the kitchen. And I'm telling him, man, you got to give me that money back. And he was like, man, Banky, that woman. I'm like, bro, you got to give me that money back because you ain't finished. I couldn't finish. The police caught. Police caught us because you didn't have your man on point. You know what I'm saying? So we went back and forth through that. And then I'm like, bro, I'm not asking you no more, bro. You either get my money back or you're not. Just tell me. All you got to do is tell me which one you going to do. You going to give it back to me or you not? You know what I'm saying? And he gave it back, which was the right thing to do because he wouldn't have gave it back. I was going to give him something that he couldn't get back. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, I think y'all know what that is. But crazy. That's really like the only issue that I ever really had with the tattoo. That's really like the only other besides the dude who did one time. I didn't like the work. I didn't like the finished product. It didn't come out the way that I wanted it to come out the way that he presented it to me, the shading and all of that. I didn't like it. I think it was this one. I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, Banky, man, that's the way you should. Nah, I ain't like the words, the writing, and all. I said, no, bro. And I couldn't get it off. So I'm like, man, you got to fix this. Freak it, make it look the way I want it. And he went back over and tried to. I wasn't really totally satisfied with it. I was mad, but I ain't do nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? Because I looked at it in two ways. I looked at it like, man, I thought he could do it, but it didn't turn out the way that I really wanted it to turn out. Even when I tried to get him to fix it, it still looked not the way I visioned it in my eyes. So that was crazy. But man, I done known some dudes that went to get the tattoo, and dudes that messed the tattoo up, and immediate violence broke out. Immediate. I know a dude that went in there, got his joint done. He was getting that joint done for 3 days, because sometimes you can't finish a tattoo because we got to do it in different times, and when we out for count and stuff like that. So he got the joint. When the joint was finished, man, he ain't like the joint at all, man. He went in the room, he looked at the joint, he looked at it, he kept looking at it, and he just came back out, man. He went back down to the cell, man. Dude still had the cut up. He just pulled the curtain over, went right in there, and all you heard was, what's that? And they came running out the cell, and he on him, stabbing him. I'm like, man. You know what I'm saying? His celly run up out the cell. He scared to death, so he got chopped up behind that. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of those type of situations. So that's why dude's going to be clear with you. Can you do the tattoo? Can you do the work? And then you get them bammers that'll be doing tattoos and doing a lot of other stuff. You got to be aware of that too. You got a lot of them tattoo dudes, they do it because they get high. And they trying to get the money, to get that dope, to get that weed when they come in on that good old reefers. They trying to have that. You know what I'm saying? But mostly it's that dope. And that's why they do the tattoos, because they dope fiends. And that dope costs a lot in the penitentiary. So you got to be saying to yourself, look, bro, you can't be doing all this and doing all this. If you're going to focus on doing my tattoo, you got to do it till it get done. Because like I say, being that we only allowed a certain amount of time, a lot of tattoos going to take 2 or 3 days to do, even if it's small, because he's not going to be able to finish. So them jokers will get locked up, man. Them dudes be walking around high, nodding. Police see him and you get locked up. Look, bro, don't get high while you doing my tattoo, bro. Take 3 days of sobriety or something. Don't be getting, and they do it, man. And I know a dude, he make wine. And he make wine, do tattoos. He just a hustler, white boy. Dude told him, look, bro, don't be having no wine in here. Don't do none of that, man, if you're going to do this tattoo. And he paid him for 2 tattoos. So he got finished one, started on the other one. People came, shook his cell down, man, and found some wine, man, locked him up. So now dude mad because he got like 1/3 of a tattoo done, and dude gone to jail for some wine. So when he came back out of jail, as soon as he walked through the door, got to sign the cell. He went in his cell. He put his stuff down. He came out, went back to the booth, went back to his cell. Dude went straight down to his cell and beat the brakes off of him. He went out of jail 30 minutes and got the brakes beat up off because dude said, man, I told you don't wear that wine in the cell, man. I told you that, man. You know what I'm saying? You and bust them up, beat them, did them dirty. I'm talking about kicked them all in the face, stomped them and everything, man. He just laying there balled up, just taking it. He couldn't even fight back. You know what I'm saying? So dudes take them tattoos real serious, man. And I know a dude who got one on his neck and the dude messed it up. He put the wrong letter on the joint. Man, they got the rumbling, man. Dude bit a hole in his cheek. I'm talking about ripped a whole chunk of meat out of his cheek, my dude. A chunk of meat out of his cheekbone, bro. Because that white boy was fighting back. He was fighting for his life. You know what I'm saying? And they was scrambling. They was getting it in. He just latched on to him and bit a plug out of his cheek. So the tattoo game is serious in prison, man. It's danger. It's danger involved in it, man. And you might see a lot of dudes, they say, oh, the white boys do tattoos or whatever. And, like thinking that like they really the best ones in there to do it, which for the most part they are. But you just thinking that they doing, bro, they in danger. You know what I'm saying? They are devils for real. Because I'm telling you, if you mess a dude tattoo up in prison, it's gonna be violence. And they know that. So You got to be confident in what you doing when you sign up to do a tattoo. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be violence most of the time. You mess a dude tattoo up, bro. It's gonna break out in some blood. It's some blood gonna be shed over there because you can't get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? And you taking all of these chances. And I know a dude who got messed up because he kept using the same needle. And dude found out that he did a tattoo on a punk. He did a tattoo on a boy. You know what I'm saying? So when he found out he did the tattoo on the boy, he went back to him and said, "Man, you did a tattoo on such such such." He was like, "Yeah," because he got a tattoo within the same week. So he said, "So let me see your needles. You got different needles?" And dude said, "Yeah, I got different needles." He said, "Let me see them." And he couldn't produce no different needles. He only had one needle. Right? So he didn't go by the rule taking the needle with him. He didn't do that because he didn't know about that. But when dudes told him, "Man, that dude just did a tattoo on a boy," you know what I'm saying? So he wanted to see a different needle. Dude couldn't produce a different needle. You know what I'm saying? He got bust up. You did. He got bust up, got tore out the frame. His celly tried to jump in it. Then his celly came and jumped in it. So it was a whole big melee. You dig what I'm saying? Then one of them ran out the cell as the scrambling stuff going on. He tried to run down there and get to the boy, but the boy was locked in the cell with his dude. But he kept on saying, yeah, I got something. So it was just a crazy, crazy scene, but it was all over. Somebody got in his ear and told him, "Man, he just did a tattoo on the boy, man. You know what I'm saying? You better make sure he ain't use that same needle on you." And that's some real stuff that you got to be, you got to be aware of because them dudes be trying to get money and they'll lie to you, man. They'll do some crazy stuff. Then they be doing tattoos on them boys, man. Them boys be getting tattoos on their butt, on their lower back, on their leg, and all that. It's just crazy work. It's crazy work. So you got to ask these things, man, like real talk. Like, bro, who you tattooed lately? Who you did, man? Because you know you want to see their work. But if they done been tattooing boys and they don't tell you, you don't even know. Even if they changing the needle, you don't want the dudes that's doing that because you don't know if they cleaning the gun correctly too. So you got to be aware of that because I'm gonna watch clean the gun. Clean the gun before I give you my needle. I'm gonna watch you put my needle in there and all of that before you even start working on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's rules to it that a lot of people may not know about it, but I will say being a tattoo artist in prison is dangerous. It is because your work is being critiqued. Your work got to be flawless, and all that other stuff got to go with it too. You get locked up, dudes gonna want to see you, man. They gonna want their money back. Some of them gonna want some blood. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that you got locked up. Some of them gonna want some blood because they're gonna be like, you doing tattoos and yet you doing this too, and then you get locked up, man, and you left my work undone. I done had to get tattoos finished by somebody who started twice for dudes getting locked up, twice. And you know what I'm saying? Like say, it just be like that, but you don't run into them again. It ain't nothing you can do. But if you run into them again, I want my money back. You know what I'm saying? Like the first dude, I want my money. You got to give me that money back because you didn't finish the job. So yeah, man, it's a lot to go with it, man. But dudes do it every day. The penalty for it is not that deep. You're gonna get a charge, you know what I'm saying, destruction of state property, receiving or giving a tattoo of any person. I think that's how I read. Receiving or giving tattoos by any person. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a major charge in prison. But the tattoo dude to do it, he going to jail. You know, he going to jail off the top. The person who receive it, they getting the charge. But the person who actually do it, he going to jail. And he going on a list just like the hot list with dudes that get a dirty urine. He on the hot list now. They gonna shake him down every time they do random shakedowns. They gonna shake him down to make sure he ain't got no tattoo gun. To make sure he ain't made no tattoo gun. Make sure he ain't got no tattoo ink. Make sure he ain't got none of that in there. The way they make the ink is they use grease. They use like Vaseline. To the best of my knowledge, they use like Vaseline. They put the Vaseline in like a steel top and they burn it. They burn the Vaseline. They set it on fire. So when it's on fire, it's smut. They call it smut. It's like the smoke that's coming up, and they put something over top of it, like cardboard, I believe, and the smut goes on the cardboard, and it stays there. It stays the cardboard. They scrape that off, and then they put water or something with it and mix it, and it turns into ink. Amazing. The stuff that they can come up with amazing. You dig? But that's how it is, man. So that's how prison tattoos are done, to the best of my knowledge. Usually they use an old Walkman, the battery from an old Walkman to make the gun. They use batteries from old radios, whatever it is. They use it to make a gun. That don't be official. They don't work, you know. But like I say, if you get caught, you getting the case for it, man. And they be looking for you. They look at your body and everything. And if you in a gang, they really watching you because they already got all your tattoos documented. And if you go and they pull you and they look at your body and you got an extra tattoo, you automatically gonna get a charge. But it's dangerous, though. It's dangerous. It's real dangerous on both sides. Getting a tattoo and the person who do the tattoo. So anyway, I just thought about that this morning, man, because somebody brought up the tattoos. Hopefully that's some insight to what goes on with tattoos in prison, because as we all know, a lot of dudes in prison get tattoos. How do they get away with it? How is it done so much if it's illegal? That's because dudes know how to move in prison, man. They gonna find a way to get around everything, you dig? That's just what it do, man. So anyway, y'all talk to me in the comments. I talk back. Big love, TBP Nation. Blessings upon blessings, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Let's go. Let's get it, man. We on the road to 150K, man. Let's make it happen, man, so we can have this biggest meet and greet you've seen thus far. And if you ain't got the membership, why? Why not? I don't know. Let me know. That's where it's at, man. Let's get it.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young.
I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.